and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. And if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. By becoming a member of the High Stakes Patreon, you will have access to our best team picks, total picks, parlay picks and much more. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting predictions that ends up costing you a lot of time and money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Purdue vs Wisconsin. The Milwaukee Panthers are looking for improvement under new head coach Seth Lundy. They brought in some key transfers including Keon Edwards, who spent last year with Nebraska. The program expects a big year from Vin Baker Jr., who played for a few years with Boston College. Milwaukee also brought in Jalen Johnson, who was a big scorer with Alabama A&M last year, averaging a stellar 16 ppg. Furthermore, the Boilermakers lost two of their top three players from last year's squad. Jaden Ivey is now in the NBA, and Trevion Williams has graduated. Ivey led the team in points, and Williams was their second best rebounder. This leaves a big void that won't be easy to fill. The squad features Zach Edey, but is generally relying on many players to increase the production from last season, and as a result, it could take a few games for the Boilermakers to find a groove. Take Milwaukee Panthers plus 26.5 points. The total has gone under in 7 of the last 9 Purdue games, and 6 of the last 9 played for Milwaukee. Purdue blowout is written all over this season opener. With the Panthers asking so many new faces to pick up a piece of the offensive load against a perennially dominant program like Purdue, looking to replace a large portion of scoring itself, it's almost impossible to see them holding up their end of bargain to get over this number. Take the under. Providence vs Rider. Cooley has 6 players returning to go along with 8 newcomers. Graduate student Jared Bynum leads the backcourt after earning all Big East second-team honors and the Big East Sixth Man of the Year award last year. He finished third on the team in scoring, averaging 12.2 points per game, and he also led the team in assists. 117 Bynum shot 41.3% from three-point range and became the first Big East player in 25 years to record 3 25-point games off the bench in the same season. Cooley added transfer Noah Locke, who played 3 seasons at Florida before playing at Louisville last year. He has shot 38.7% from three-point range during his career. Sophomore Devin Carter averaged 9.0 points and 3.8 rebounds per game for South Carolina last year, so he should play a key role as well. The coaching staff also added several transfers, including Alan Betran from Rhode Island, Tarek Ingraham from Wake Forest, and Zarian Blue from Division II Lincoln University. Rider finished 14-19 overall last year, but it lost 5 games that it should have won. Murray was named to the preseason mock first-team All-League, while Powell and James were both third-team picks. Rider has 74% of its scoring production returning, with the 4 players mentioned all being starters. The Broncs have not faced Providence since 2017 and are 1-4 against the Friars all time. They easily covered the 13.5-point spread in that 88-84 loss in 2017. Handicapping a game early in the season is a completely different process than later in the season. Returning experience is much more important in November, as cohesiveness is a huge part of a basketball game. Rider has plenty of that coming into the year, as 4 of its 5 starters are back from last year's team. The Broncs were on fire down the stretch, making a run to the mock tournament semifinals for the first time in a decade. They covered the spread in 13 of their last 18 games, including 7 of their final 9 road games. Providence is replacing all 5 of its starters from last year, so Rider is the obvious choice as a large underdog. Take the Rider plus 13.5 points. Rider is a team that relies on high-volume shooting, as was their recipe last season. Even though I expect Providence to play at a slower pace, the Friars should have an efficient offense and capitalize on second-chance opportunities. Transfer Locke should knock down a couple corner threes. Rider struggled defending the perimeter last season, and Rider big man Ajamuno Johnson should get a couple and ones and tip-ins. Rider won't be able to get enough stops at the end of the day, and they'll also get the shot volume needed to get points on the board. Play over 140 in this East Coast battle. Take the over 140. Duquesne vs Montana. Last season, the Grizzlies averaged 72.2 points per game on the season so far, putting them 145th in the nation in scoring offense. Montana pulled down an average of 30.6 boards per contest, 344th, while the team dished out 13.1 assists per game this year. The Grizzlies were sound defensively as they allowed an average of 66.9 points per night, which put them 107th in the nation in scoring defense. Josh Bannon led the team last season with 15.1 points plus 8.2 rebounds per contest. Brandon Whitney, 11 points, is the only other returning player who averaged in double figures last season. Lionel Martin Jr., Josh Vasquez, Scott Blackney and Mac Anderson are key contributors in the rotation for the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies also will rely on Anan Moody, transfer from Southern Utah, Dishon Thomas, transfer from Colorado State, and Jonathan Brown, along with a crop of freshmen. Montana shot 45.3% from the field as a team on the season last year. The Grizzlies drilled 7 triples per game on the season, while sinking 34.9% of their attempts from beyond the arc. Montana was excellent at the charity stripe last season, as they converted a sparkling 78.5% of their attempts on the year, putting them 10th in the nation. Both teams are looking to improve this season after disappointing campaigns in the 2021-22 season. The Grizzlies have had plenty of success under Duquesne, but trying to slot guys in behind Bannon and Whitney on the depth chart could be a challenge. Duquesne lost most of the pieces from last season, but let's be honest, that team wasn't setting the world on fire by any stretch. Grant and Brewer both averaged better than 15 points a game last season at their previous stops, while Reese did a good job as a secondary option at Bowling Green. The Dukes are at home here, and with their new pieces, you have to give them a slight edge in this contest. Take the Duquesne Dukes minus 5.5 points. Duquesne added scoring power through the transfer portal. 2 players signed by Duquesne brought a combined average of 32.7 points per game that will be joined with Tree Williams, who scores an average of 10 points per game. The total has finished over in 4 of Duquesne's last 6 games, dating back to last season. Montana plays an up-tempo game, and the total has finished over in 9 of the Grizzlies' last 11 games. Take the over 135.5 points.